Good evening, America. It's about 10:30 p.m., October 2nd, 2025, brought to you live out of Columbus, Ohio. I just got a quick question. What good is the Democratic Party actually doing right now? What have they done? What good have they done in the last 30 years? So what the hell do we care what they vote for in the government? Kick them the hell out. Obviously, they don't have the community's best interest. Obviously, that's very well obvious about everything. I mean, when will enough be enough? Like, how many more people have to be turned into martyrs? How many more fathers and husbands and sons and uncles and nephews and how many more people have to be turned into martyrs? Like, before something is actually done about this cancer that's in our republic. Like, you guys continue to say, oh, it's a threat to our democracy. What democracy? What democracy? There is no democracy. There's never been a democracy. There's only been a constitutional republic. Okay? No democracy. Republic. Right? Democrats, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Constitutional republic. All right? You don't have to agree with me, but the one thing that you have to do is you have to recognize that we don't have a fucking democracy. This isn't a democracy. America's never been a democracy. So, if you want to perform a democracy, a fallacy of a democracy within a constitutional republic form of government, might I suggest going over to Epstein's Island? Quite a few of y'all frequented that island for over 20 years. I'm pretty sure you know your way around there. So why don't you get on your private jet, bring all your followers, go to each one of these cities and each one of these little towns and pick all these people up, and y'all can go over there and y'all can reform your democracy over there. You can do your psychological warfare, you can do your censorship, you can take your community standards, you can take all your hateful, just bigotry and go do it over there on Epstein's Island. Because I'm sorry, but I'm tired of y'all making life exponentially harder for everyone. Doesn't matter about this, for everyone, including the immigrants that come here. You guys deported more during Obama's term than Trump has freaking de- sent away. Like, what are you guys smoking on? I would like to know, what are you guys smoking on? Because it can't be the same oxygen everybody else is breathing. You guys are like turning the bubble or, you know, lighting the, I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying, y'all must be smoking some really good shit because all of y'all, I got to give y'all credit. Y'all are loyal as fuck, but you're crazy as fuck. You know, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a fascist. I don't believe in communism. All right. If I'm so horrible as of a person because I believe in Jesus and that I believe that I can view anyone as the same as myself, regardless of where they're from, and this color, the pigmentation, the melatonin in their skin. See, this is prime example. It's written in the Bible. If you guys weren't so hateful and evil and just so downright disgusting. And if you would stop doing this and start doing this, you might learn something. We might actually be able to make a better tomorrow. But you guys won't shut up. You cannot have a conversation with you. Look at Portland. What's peaceful? What's peaceful about that? You guys are not peaceful over there. You're you literally shut down anyone that just asks a question. You call them cops, you call them Nazis, you call them fascists, you call them hurtful names. But when we call it back to you, if we do the same thing back to you, it's World War Five. The hell was three and four. Like you cannot have it both ways, okay? You guys have to understand that. And the only reason why you're still allowed to kind of like do what you're doing in all these cities and all this peaceful protesting that y'all call peaceful when you're busting bay windows and lighting cars on fire and threatening people in their homes and scaring people to where they have to brandish a weapon to get y'all to leave them alone and leave their property alone and leave everything that they've worked for God knows how long of their lives and paid taxes for. So you guys don't think about that. You're not very considerate to other people's time and other people's money and other people's taxes that they've paid. You don't understand that if we give illegal immigrants health care, that means that whatever work that I do, that I'm forced to pay taxes for towards that health care, that I am now becoming no different than what was on the plantations in the South prior to 1860, just with another fancy term to it. Oh, you're a taxpayer instead of, oh, you're a slave to the IRS, or you're the slave to the tax system, the state and federal. Jesus Christ, would you guys shut up and listen to what is actually fucking going on? Like, when will enough be enough? You know, if you are a person that's going to sit there and be like, oh, well, that person had it coming, and they lose their lives in front of people's children and young in front of young adults that are not quite adults yet, that are almost there. They got a couple more years of experience, and then they will be a full-fledged adult. They can make their own decisions independently, like the rest of the country, like the rest of the world has to. Um, you're an evil person. It's literally a fight. You guys are persecuting, and what's the word that y'all oppression? You are oppressing Christian people. That's all you're doing. Literally. It's not it's not rocket scientist, and it's in plain sight what you guys are doing. And not all of y'all realize it. And it's because you won't shut the fuck up long enough to listen to somebody tell you what you're actually fucking following. You refuse to hear the truth. See, that's why I come up with the saying a couple years ago when Joe Biden stole the election and got in there. The truth is only heard by those who choose to hear it. But again, what do I know about a horse's ass walking down the street? I'm not a qualified veterinarian. I couldn't possibly know what another sphincter hole on another species looks like, because you have to be a licensed veterinarian to know what a horse's ass looks like when it's walking down the fucking street to everybody else's standards. So I'm just a poor white guy sitting here, don't have nothing, not going to have anything. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just tired of all the bullshit, and I'm tired of people's businesses getting rooted. I'm tired of the cop cars and people's cars getting fucking set on fire. And I'm just sick of all these shootings at churches and schools. I mean, 10 years ago, it was nightclubs and theaters. Now it's churches and schools. Like, do you not see that it's not going anywhere? And if you guys don't like what a Republican does in office, then leave. Pay the IRS the $2,350, buy your ticket, buy your room and board, pack your shit up, and fucking leave. That's all you got to do. But if you can't afford it, and I can't afford it, and we're on two separate sides of the political spectrum here, hmm, maybe there's an underlying issue there, right? Maybe it's bigger than just, oh, I'm part of the Democrat Party or I'm part of the Republican Party. Who gives a fuck? Left Twix or right Twix? Who gives a fuck? Right? I'm going to vote for the fucking party that's going to give me more freedom, more rights as an individual, and less government fucking reach into my fucking life. Like, I don't want y'all in my life. I don't want no government in my shit. I don't need y'all in my shit. I am a individual person with individual rights that has been set in stone since 1776 and revised countless times. I believe the last time it was should have been the last time it was revised was 1964, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which was 98% rejected by the Democratic Party. Like, how can the party that formed to combat the Democratic Party that wanted to keep slaves be the racist ones? I just don't, I can't wrap my brain around that. And the fact that they're supposed to have changed in the 60s, a gradual change from the 20s to the 1960s, and the fact that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was written and implemented by the Republican Party and it was vetoed or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Like, see, my hair is all messed up because my head's about to explode because you guys have lied and said it was the other guy for literally 8 fucking decades. You guys cannot listen to anyone. You won't listen. You can't talk to y'all. You cannot have a conversation. You want to pew pew the motherfuckers that want to have an actual respectful, peaceful conversation while spewing that we're the ones that are hateful on the other side. The fucking hypocrisy is at an all time high in 2025. I should go back to drinking, man, because the fuck.